Hi, friends. Last Sunday, we began a new series called Reset. As we begin a new year, we're taking the opportunity to reset our perspective and attitude toward our time, our identity, our values, our purpose, and our direction by setting them in the context of God's will and God's love. On Sunday, our focus was on time. And one of the points that I made was that to spend our time wisely is to make it eternally significant. In my humble opinion, that means that we spend our time doing things that build our relationship with God and strengthen our relationships with people and express and embody God's will for goodness, forgiveness, restoration, and redemption. I want to focus today on building relationships with other people. Now, certainly we do that in planned chunks of time, like when we have family gatherings or when we go to dinner with friends. But what about those unplanned moments, also known as interruptions? Often, when my wife Sharon and I are having dinner and talking about our days, I'll say something like, well, I didn't get very much work done today. This person stopped by, that person called, I talked to so-and-so, I returned emails, I ran into 5 people that I know on the way home. And she lovingly reminds me, that is your work. And that's true, and it's one of the things that I truly love about ministry. Now, of course, there are times when I have to close my door to get things done, like writing a sermon or preparing a lesson or recording a midweek message. But I would venture to say that my most impactful ministry moments happen in the interruptions, because that's when people need me the most. That's when people need to experience the love and acceptance of Jesus through me. When people come into our world, even for just a moment, it can be a wonderful experience of connection, both for them and for us. We make time for mail and emails and shopping and sports and entertainment and all kinds of other things. Why should we not make time for relationships with God and with people? I mean, really, that's what life is all about, isn't it? Jesus gives us the primary example, of course. He was a pretty busy guy, being God and all, but Jesus had time for people. For example, in a crowd, a woman touched the hem of his robe. Now, lots of people were around him, pushing against him, touching his robe, but he discerned the urgency in this particular touch. And he stopped, taking valuable time for this interruption. A bunch of small, grimy-fingered kids came along one day and wanted to climb up on Jesus' lap. Get those kids out of here, the goal-oriented disciple said. No, let them stay. Let's enjoy them and let them enjoy us, Jesus said. Because his goal was to show them their great value in his eyes. One of the ways that we make the most of our time is by focusing less on deadlines and schedules, and focusing more on the people around us. Consider interruptions as compliments. People want to spend time with you, and consider them to be opportunities to share the love and acceptance of Christ. You never know how one moment might change the life of the other person, or how it might change yours. Thanks for spending your time with me. I'll see you again next week.